Well, I think it's an important subject for law students to study here in Kansas because human trafficking is unfortunately happening here in Kansas. So it will take these law students who become attorneys to be on the ground combating human trafficking through legal services provided to survivors in prosecutorial roles in terms of prosecuting the traffickers and those who benefit from trafficking. Immigration attorneys can provide services to foreign national victims, and even those law students who go into corporate work can help their corporate clients to make sure that their supply chains remain free of human trafficking. So there's just a variety of areas in which human trafficking touches the legal profession. So it was important to me that law students were trained on this topic and could go out and have that level of awareness when they graduate and go into their professions so that they can be a part of the solution.
The goal is to help attorneys, of course, but to help attorneys that may be coming from a lot of different backgrounds because immigration does touch a lot of different areas. So, you can easily see somebody wanting to apply for a T visa, for example, who does a lot of work with domestic violence victims, has this new kind of case that they haven't seen before walk into their office, doesn't know quite what to do with it. Maybe this is something that could be helpful in terms of helping that attorney get immigration relief for the client. Alternatively, immigration attorney knows how immigration works, knows the INA, never has dealt with a domestic violence or a human trafficking situation. I wanted it to be applicable to that situation as well.
So I had a student who decided to focus on creating a Know Your Rights brochure for survivors of human trafficking so that individuals who may have been a victim of human trafficking will know some of the things that they are entitled to in terms of services, certain situations that and rights that they're entitled to in a workplace environment so that they can sort of move on from a trafficking situation. And that's a brochure that Willow has adopted and will begin disseminating to survivors immediately. So it's really exciting to see something that happened in the class sort of reach victims so quickly. We had another student who created a manual for attorneys who want to pursue pro bono work on behalf of foreign national trafficking survivors who may be eligible for something called a T visa. And so it's sort of a step-by-step guide for individuals in the private bar who might be willing to give up their time to provide that assistance. So a very useful tool. We had a third student who partnered with me on some of the work we're doing at the University of Kansas Hospital to help make sure that medical professionals can spot the red flags of trafficking. That can be a really key place for the identification of potential victims. And so we're going to be working on training medical providers to spot trafficking when they see it and then connect potential victims to resources such as the Medical Legal Partnership Clinic for different legal resources, to some other organizations in the community that might be able to provide shelter or therapy or ongoing medical and behavioral services.